Engineering meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge. Ready to begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call. Both directors are here. Approval of the agenda. Is there any changes?
No
If not,
changes.
can we have a motion?
I motion to approve the agenda.
Motion to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Is there any public online?
There's no public.
So there's no public online, so that's number 2, public comment. Number 3, approval of the previous minutes. Do you have any changes? If not,
I do not. I motion to approve.
seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Minutes are approved. That brings us to number 4, 2020 Water Master Plan. Mr. Cardenas.
Yes, I want to say that this is still on the agenda. We have the final, I guess we would call it field testing, pressure testing in Zone 6 that we have not completed yet. So really, we can really strike this out. The other item is more a hydraulic issue.
So the
the
Water
calibration.
Master, itself is, the Water Master Plan is finished.
It is.
It's just you have specific data still collect.
Yes,
It
we're
won't
waiting
change anything except,
the hydraulic model. And we're waiting for the low peak season of the year to kind of
we're
monitor
there,
the
aren't we?
pressures. Yeah, I think we're there. Do you believe?
Yes.
Yeah.
okay, well, so shall we strike this item?
Yes, we could do that.
Okay. Anything else on that?
No.
Number 5, OS Day Recharge Study Project.
I'm happy to report Mojave Water Agency will be moving forward with their Oeste recharge off of Cayucos Road and Oasis Road. So that'll be south of our wells 10, 11, 12. They submitted an application for a construction meter to drill some monitoring wells ahead of their full-scale percolation project at that site. So it's moving forward.
So they're going to put some monitoring wells in before they start
Correct.
percolating?
3 off of Cayucos and Oasis Road. We have spoke with their hydrogeologist. We will be privy to all that data.
Good.
We should be, okay.
No.
Any others? That's it? All right. That sounds good. Number 6, discussions regarding the water system.
Station 12's pumps, Pump B specifically, has been ordered for replacement, as well as the yearly maintenance. So we budget for about 5 boosters a year to rehab and overhaul. Booster C at Site 3A, that's already underway. We're pulling Booster B at 4B tomorrow. And then we'll go ahead and as the off-peak season progresses, we'll continue our booster maintenance. Same with our tank maintenance and rehabs, our yearly washouts. So we're in contract with Superior. We get 10 per year. 3 have been completed so far. This slow season, we have 7 more to go. Our service line replacement program is also in full effect now that summer's kind of behind us. Sorry. So we have replaced 75 in the calendar year to date and 26 this fiscal. Our customer portal is up and running for those folks with a Census Smart Meter. We are currently in phase 2 of our meter replacement program. There's 2,133 as of last week, and that's continuing to progress forward.
Okay, phase 1 was how many? 1,500?
1,250. So we're
1,250. And then phase 2 is?
about 1,375. It's a little larger to close out another cycle. We did replace about 5% of the district's meters, so about 300 were done in between phase 1 and phase 2 just as part of our current meter population's repair and maintenance cycle due to
Right.
certain issues. You'll notice the air vac maintenance and flushing program, that has fired back up. We're slowly progressing through the air vac flushing and maintenance. Our connections from pressure zone 4E to 3E via a 6-inch intertie at site 2C is complete. We actually did one at site 3C as well. So what that's going to allow us to do is utilize, if we needed to, that Victorville interconnect to its capacity. So we'll be able to feed the entire C lane or our entire east part of the district with that intertie should we need it. We did hire a new valve turning staff member. We'll notice our numbers are a little down there. We're training him currently, so that should begin to peak back up as well.
I don't know if we want to add Wilson Ranch Road on the water line.
We do. So as George just mentioned, he's working with
TRLS Engineering.
to get our topographical survey done of Wilson Ranch. That is this year's. We phased a water line lowering program over 5 years. Last year was Tumbleweed. This year's Wilson Ranch. We find it more cost effective to actually bring material in than lower our pipe, especially with the cost of materials right now. So George is underway getting the calculations for how much dirt we'll need to obtain to basically lower that via raising the soil.
It's about a
You're
mile.
not buying it, are you?
We are in negotiation with Mojave to get some fill from some possible perk projects they're going to be doing, so we would take those spoils.
We also have a dairy that we could pick up some dirt if we need some,
We could.
rather than buying it. I mean, if somebody has excess dirt that they want to get rid of, that's obviously either the county or Mojave, that's fine, but
Conservation is also looking at some insertion meters to create true DMAs, metering zones in the district. Those materials were obtained via a grant, so no cost to the district, and we'll have true DMAs.
What's that?
A DMA is a metered area, so we meter via the distribution system water into a known area. So let's say you have 100 meters in a specific pressure zone.
Okay.
We measure via the water main how much water went into that area and correlate that with those 100 smart meters, and we're now able to do that in real time with the new AMI census metering program. It would help identify main and service line leaks.
Oh, okay.
Those two
so is that
locations.
essentially a flow meter put in the main?
In a fancy way of
In a
saying
fancy
it,
way,
that's
yes.
exactly what it is.
And then you got a out, and then you got a receptors that you can add up. Okay.
Water in, water out,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Yeah, the two locations that were designated for this quick project is in the Oak Springs Valley. We have 2 wells that feed a tank. We also have supplemental water coming from 8A?
Yes.
That feeds that zone. So that's one of the locations is that from 8A that's feeding that zone. So then we could do the math on that. The other location is over at the pneumatic that feeds about 2732 customers up above 6A.
Starting in the hills first, huh?
Is that where you always say there's low pressure up there?
That's part of the concerns, but that's more on the east side, on the low pressure side, not really up on the high end. That the pneumatic tank keeps that pressure regulated.
Okay.
That's the project the district underwent, I believe, 2 years ago. We completely overhauled that system up there.
Yeah, you put a new tank in. And that goes up that valley all the way up to basically the top, right?
Correct.
Top of the hills right here.
There? Okay.
And lastly, our community fill station consumption data, we provided in the manager's report in the back. We can see we had quite an August, and it's tapering down now as the weather's cooling down.
Really, was that the cause?
We also believe Operation Hammer Strike is having a pretty significant impact.
Thank you. You think that's gonna, so did we sell enough to break even on the project before all of the groves or the growing groves disappear?
Basically, yes.
Okay. That's why we put it in, and.
Lori's
so-
doing a true revenue versus cost. It's very close. I'm comfortable saying it's very close.
Well, just for 1 year, I mean, that's only for one summer, so.
And
Yeah.
it didn't come online till about July 23rd.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Yeah.
so if it broke even in 1 year, that'll work.
Yeah, we saw the stress to the system, I think, beginning in April through June.
yeah.
Yeah, it was the 1 month there that in May that everybody was panicking for some reason. I don't know why. Okay. Let's see, was there anything else on the 6? Any other questions about repairs, replacements, updates? How about the status of the well? And we don't have a specific item for that, so.
Are you speaking of well 15?
The new well?
Yeah, that's on, I believe that's in number 9.
Oh, okay, there it is. I didn't see it. Okay. All right, so that, we'll be done with that. How about Smithson Springs?
So we just completed the cleanup of Smith and Springs area last Friday. So George was out flying the drone. We got some awesome footage we'll be bringing to the next committee meeting. So you guys can see what was complete up there. Complete brush mitigation. This year, we rented an excavator or a track hoe with a grappling bucket. So instead of running stumps over, we pulled them out like a giant weed puller, if you will.
Right.
So we did see flows definitely pick up. And we did a little bit different up there. There's now some new roads to access all of the facilities a little bit better.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Get that area in shape. Okay, any other questions about it?
Thank you.
Any state regs update? Not here.
Nothing on Chromium 6 yet. Jen's going to be bringing forward some SB, I think it's 1606 updates at the next meeting.
Okay, no timelines or anything on the Chromium 6 issue?
Not yet.
All right. Number 9, current projects.
Yes, as mentioned in the Water Master Plan agenda item, we're going to be pressure testing the east side of our district for that Zone 6 here soon. It's just to kind of validate the concerns that we have for storage at 6A. As part of our Water Master Plan, there was a proposal for I believe, a 2.2 million gallon tank at that location that was cited. So with that information and that pre-design of that tank, that'll kind of help us move forward with that project.
Okay, so the pressure zone testing is designed to look at what will happen when a new tank is placed up there and how you would manage the system with the new tank?
Yes, the hydraulic model kind of already determined the help it would for that zone. So that tank for fire flow is the help. What we're looking at is the pressure when that tank gets down to a certain level. So whether we mitigate that with some shut-off valves or maybe a partially closed valve, that what we look at. There could be an additional line that would loop that system, similar to the interconnection we had with Sheep Creek just recently.
I was going to say, I'm looking at a couple of tanks right up here. I don't know how that's going to fit in if this occurs, so I don't know if you've taken that into account.
Yeah, that would just pretty much feed the lower part of that zone on Sunny Slope north. So the upper would feed over to the east up on Snowline.
Well, are you planning some kind of connecting between all of these tanks and eastward also?
Yes.
Yeah, that's part of the consolidation and their modeling
Yeah.
that we should have probably by the end of the month, the results from that model
There was
on how
also-
that's going to look like.
There was also a booster called out specifically to have an entire station dedicated to moving water from approximately Snowline Sunny Slope up to Snowline.
Okay, but you mentioned something when the water pressure gets so low, or when the tank gets so low. What do you mean by that? I don't understand.
There's been a couple of instances where the water level on that tank reached
Well,
an elevation. And it could have been an anomaly, it could have been just a call that their pressure was low. We saw that once when the hydrants were opened up a few years ago, probably 5, 6 years ago. And then also when that tank went low not too long ago, there were calls that they had low pressure.
pressure, right?
Yeah.
But isn't there something that stops that from happening?
Put more water in the tank.
Well, like, or, hey, you know it's going down? It notifies you? Or do we check on that?
Keep it full, huh?
Yes, keep it full.
Well, yeah, but,
We have telemetry on the tank.
Yeah, we monitor that.
okay. Just check.
Yeah. Unfortunately, more water was leaving the tank
Than
during
coming
this. Than coming in at the time when we had the situation with the hydrants that were opened up in the middle of the
That
night.
was like in May or June or something.
Oh, this was years ago, and then
But
most.
didn't we, what was the one that we just had problems with
So
in
that was when
That was
June?
Edison.
all of Pinon Hills and half of Phelan lost power.
Oh, that was when the power went out
yeah,
and nothing
okay.
worked. But
Yeah.
maybe 6, 8 years ago, somebody went and opened up a bunch of hydrants at one point. I don't think you were on it was before you were on the board. And somebody opened 2 or 3 hydrants,
They wouldn't.
or 6?
7 or
Yeah.
8.
Or is that many? I
Yeah.
can't
It was
remember, but it was a
progressively-
bunch, and it was water was running down.
It was like 2 in the morning.
Yeah,
Oh, just because they did this.
Yeah.
just to do it.
And the event you're referring to in May, the district's taken steps. We were awarded a grant and we purchased 3 generators.
Right.
They are permitted, they're operational now, so we field 4. That won't be happening again.
So they are all in place and working?
Correct, yes
Okay.
ma'am. All switch gear's been installed at all the sites that we need, as well as the generators. So we have 4 operational generators
And
today.
the proper pigtails to hook them up.
We have proper pigtails, adapters. They're like the transformers of the generator world. They can do all phases. You can link them together to make more voltage if you need. They're really impressive units.
Okay, perfect, thank you. Good.
For new well number 15, the surveyors, Merle Johnson, surveyors were out there a few weeks ago surveying the alignment, the site, as well as Azalea over down to Reservoir 2 on Shake Creek Road. They're doing the topographic breakdown. Usually we'll do that in-house just because of staff availability. We prefer that you just take care of that. The design will be done in-house. We should be getting that here probably in the next week or so, so we can work on that. The Edison, I think that's in for design as well.
Yeah, the plans have been accepted by Edison, so it's going to their design department. So we're moving forward with the electrical.
CEQA for wells 15 and 16 are near complete. We should be seeing that here real soon as well.
So will we have any of those things done and approved by the end of the year or no?
CEQA, I hope.
CEQA is the first
Edison won't. but
step. Edison won't. We'll
If
go
we can
through
get
our
CEQA
CEQA
done
process.
and then everything surveyed in, then we can call the drilling contractor.
Yes.
Exactly.
So that, we talked about January, so sounds like a pretty
Yeah.
good timeline at this point.
Yeah.
You might want to, when CEQA comes in, maybe, and then it needs to be approved. And then does that include the timeline where the CEQA's put out and everybody can respond?
There's public notice in 30 days that as soon as we get this in, and that'll be done on Tom Dotson's side is to kind of put it out.
Okay.
Then
'Cause he
we'll
has
have
to
the
put
30
it out
days.
to the
Yeah.
state. Have Fish and Game decide whether it's,
Okay or not?
yeah. Okay, so we're still probably looking at the end of January.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, we're moving forward with that.
A lot of little things in
Maybe,
limbo.
maybe for next spring, in May, maybe.
This spring or next spring?
No,
I always ask that question. Is it
This
this
one.
spring coming
May.
or May?
Depends on how fast you get your pipeline out, I think, at this point. Everything else is in place.
Yeah, we're in communication with Southwest every week or two to keep them updated of CEQA.
Really, they just need to look at the study and see if there's any mitigation that would be part of that cost. It's highly unlikely.
Southwest?
Southwest.
I don't know what they would,
Yeah, there isn't anything out there.
No.
Whether it could be tortoise or season,
that would be
Bury now.
in the CEQA.
yes. Yeah, they'll look at the CEQA document and make
Yeah,
sure everything's
yeah,
addressed.
well, yeah, the district will have to make sure that they're
And there's no
following
Joshua
whatever's
trees
in the
there, huh?
CEQA.
No, there's no Joshua
No,
trees.
it's a scrub.
Thank goodness.
I don't know about burrowing owls or anything, but
The Mojave squirrel, owls,
squirrel.
tortoises.
okay, good.
Well, we're getting there.
Yeah.
Yep, yes.
There's a couple things we're all on limbo about that. The grant, everything. Like,
That's been submitted as well.
okay.
Anything else on the number 9?
No, thank you.
No? Staff reports? It's in here.
Mm-hmm.
Any questions on it? Any important things to notice?
Maybe take note of the meters sold this year
I know, I saw
calendar. We're at 88.
Yeah,
88.
pretty good.
That's more than the whole life of the district combined, I think.
Pretty dang
Yes,
good.
it is.
I think we went 6 years with 6 meters, plus or minus.
Really?
Yeah, I think you're being generous.
Yeah.
That's 6.
Wow, so that's good.
That is very good.
Of course, we need water to supply them, so.
Oh, yeah. Just goes to show there's some growth going on now.
Yeah,
It's good.
all right. Anything else with that? I don't have any other questions. Did you?
I do not.
All right. Review of action items, prior meeting. Did we have any?
I believe we had one, and it was adding the community fill station consumption data.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
on the last page.
Okay. I don't think we have any for this meeting. Setting the agenda, we're going to eliminate number 4,
Yes.
and everything else would be moved up then.
Yeah, we'll include the drone imagery for Smith & Springs.
Okay, but that would be under Smithson Springs. So.
There you go.
Anything else?
Yep.
With that, we'll call the meeting adjourned at 4:25. Thank you, everybody.